Hi guys, welcome to the channel, Practical Reefer, and tonight we're going to do near enough the 1 year update on the budget Nano Reef and have a talk about hermit crabs. I'm just going to be filter on there. So we've got to about a year now. I'm going to have to point this out while it's happening. I have a massive hermit crab who is currently being ridden by a smaller hermit crab, so it's kind of weird. He was on there before I went to the gym tonight. I don't know if he's got back on the shell or what's going on, but it's pretty funny. I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well, but I'm not going to... Oh, he's off now. He's left him alone. He's unmounted the large hermit. So, really good thing is that I feel like we've kind of hit a year now and the tank's kind of turned a corner. Now, partly it's maturity and partly I think it's the hermit crabs as well. I tried to keep away from them because I didn't really want the hermit crabs attacking snails, and I thought I'll just stick with snails, kind of hassle free. However, I started looking. I was like, I'll get some small hermits, and I had two friends, Jonathan and Jamie, that were giving away some snails, and I wasn't able to get any from Nessie's at the time. So I took the plunge, and I got a couple of snails from both of those guys, and they've made an absolutely massive difference to my tank and my rock work. So the little hang-on back refugium was working away, and the Cheeto's been growing fine, but still had that bit of green hair algae. The urchins obviously take random paths, and you know they're always missing bits. And there's bits of the tank where you've got little bits of green hair algae that were still left, and there was it was kind of scattered about. There was bits and pieces. However, after having added half a dozen hermit crabs, and one of them being huge, within a couple of weeks, they've absolutely stripped all the green hair algae off the tank. So much so that there's a lot of tiles at the front here that are covered in green hair algae that I've been dropping in from a little frag tank, which does have a bit of algae because there's like 30 little baby mollies in it, and I'm putting in loads of food for them multiple times a day, so it does have a bit of algae, but it's not really a display tank. So kind of levels are okay, but obviously algae's growing in it, but you know it gets large water changes as well, so everything's fine and healthy in the tank. There just is a lot of algae, it's just unsightly. So we'll go and have a look, we'll check out the tank. I'll try and add some photos of certain bits of the scape that I've got from maybe like a month or two ago to try and just compare, but we'll zoom in, we'll have a look at the tank, and just see what it's like. And obviously I'll try and show you the hermits as I can. They're scattered about, and some of them are hiding at the back, but most of them are out and doing different things. So we'll have a look at the tank and see how it's coming on. So guys, here's a better view of the tank without my face in the picture. I've got the filters on, so I'm kind of minimum on the whites and about halfway on the blues, 50%, and I've put the Orphic 15 and 20k lenses on. So let's go in. This piece here, I've got a Ninja Star Snail. What's also doing really well into tank, which I'll try and focus on. There was a little one down on the sand bed somewhere, can't see it. Is little dove snails, that's better. So there's actually loads of them. They're laying eggs on, frag racks, glass. I'm looking for a little one at the bottom, but there's absolutely loads of these little guys, and they're breeding really well. So I had a few from another reefer friend, and I also got a few from Nessie's lately, so hopefully they breed away. They seem to be a really self-sufficient snail, and they're very tiny, so they get into all the nooks and crannies. So the big difference, so I'll add a photo of this after. I'm just going to take the filter off here and just turn the blues down. It's probably a bit better. That's a lot better actually. So I'll pop up a photo of this. Now you'll see there's a couple of clove polyps sticking out here. There used to be just the one, but it was also semi-surrounded by like tall strands of hair algae, maybe an inch long. And then also in here there was a lot of hair algae, which was, I could never clean it out, and the urchins couldn't get to it. So the hermit crabs have absolutely stripped this bit of rock. Speaking of which, there's a hermit crab there. Again, there was hair algae there. There's a little bit hiding in between the rocks. I think that's actually a bit that's been broken loose and has floated into there. That rock needs to be tucked back in. Again, you see the hermits on the top there working away. So I will just now is actually pop up a photo just showing this piece of rock from a month or two ago. I've got a couple of photos on my phone. just comparing this, and I mean it's absolutely been, let's just get the focus right, it's absolutely been stripped back. It looks absolutely perfect, so it's fantastic. Oh, I do also have an emerald crab, which was part of that crew. I just seen the claw coming out there. You can just see the little arm in the middle in the darkness. I'm part of that crew that I got. There's one of the hermits off a little journey. That was one from Jamie. I think it's quite distinctive because of the coralline on it. The other one I got from Jonathan is an absolute beast. Excuse me, I'm sitting on an office chair. There we go there. It's a massive hermit crab. It's absolutely huge. He's behaved so far. There's my conch that's doing okay. Other crabs, we've got another little hermit here, which is just going about his day. And then there's a little Halloween hermit crab, sorry. It's up the back there. And you'll see as well, I'll try and find an older photo of this piece of rock. There was always bits of hair algae on this that I just couldn't quite get rid of. You'll see my little torch there, it's doing fine. I've glued it down, unfortunately it's a bit of a funny angle, so it's kind of facing the glass rather than quite pointing up. It was a bit difficult to glue down and it kind of fell slightly, but looks happy and healthy. My torch is a little bit annoyed because it's spent a day on the sandbed there, probably next to the Kenya tree, which is a bit stingy. Someone, I think probably the giant hermit, had dislodged it. Frog Spawn's quite happy, and my little copper hammer, if the molly moves, is looking pretty happy as well. It's a tiny little frag, but it's really happy. It's doing a lot better than before. It's had a couple of rough patches, but really happy with how that's sitting now. But again, all this rock work, they've absolutely picked away any green hair algae. There's a couple of little tufts on the side there. The glass needs a little clean. That's not had cleaned the last few days. And again, a little tuft there. But what I was doing was taking some of these little frag tiles out of the frag tank, and then I was dropping them into this tank to just feed them because they've done such a good job of cleaning out the rock. Obviously I'm just trying to make sure they've got a bit of food there and they're not attacking each other. So I mean, these two tiles are absolutely covered in hair algae. They've been stripped clean. These zoas had some hair algae on them. Again, hopefully these ones will get cleaned up within a few days, and these ones are well on the way to being cleaned up. So again, the rock there, a little bit green, you know, it's natural looking rock, but I do have coralline growth, but the urchins kind of eat a lot of the coralline algae as well. So I've got some cool mushrooms there as well from the guys, which I'll go into in another video later on, but lots of cool stuff. So really happy. The tank's turned a corner. I think it's kind of hit that bit of maturity, and the hermit crabs, absolutely fantastic cleanup crew for me. I think this guy's going to go and ride the giant hermit crab once again. He keeps doing it. I don't know why, but there's about 3 or 4 times today I've seen a hermit crab riding the giant one. I'll pop some photos on Instagram or something like that, although he's maybe not so happy about it. Again, lots of stuff looks closed up here and there, but it's because the hermit crabs tend to wander over things, so bits of the GSP and stuff like that. But yeah, really happy with the tanks going. Now I can finally get some zoas onto this rockwork, and not be worried about them getting covered in hair algae, or you know, getting bothered by algae and things, because the rockwork just looks so much better now. So I'm going to start placing zoas. The one thing that's a bit annoying is Kenya tree. I've removed at least a dozen decent sized chunks of Kenya tree. I've probably given 3 or 4 to Nessies. I mean, that one I plan to just keep and leave there. Might get rid of the massive tree of it, because it's just dropping. There's 2 frags in that little cave there. I picked one off the bottom of that orange mushroom rock. They look a little bit annoyed because the giant hermit crab walked over them just not long ago, which is the thing. Sometimes he upsets the mushrooms a little bit, but he's not doing any other damage. And again, my hammer, that's been down on the sandbed, so that'll look fantastic tomorrow, I've no doubt. But yeah, really happy with the tank. Probably hoping to come back to the tank in 2 or 3 months and have lots of zoas grown over the rockwork. Some clove polyps maybe on the other side. I can't really focus very well because I've got that snail on the glass. But yeah, really chuffed. They've also done a cracking job on the sandbed. I don't know if it's partly the hermits. I've got Nasaria snails as well, and things like that. But I think just with the hermits just plodding around on the sandbed, it just looks immaculate. I mean, I've not changed water in this for over a week now. I've literally just cleaned the glass. Admittedly, I cleaned the front and the left-hand side glass today and forgot about the right. That was my bad. But when I went to do it on Monday, I went to clean the glass and it just looked great. And I was like, there's no need for me to change water. Phosphates and nitrates were very, very low, which is something I need to dial in and get those brought up so corals grow a bit quicker and, you know, a bit of health. But really, really happy. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you all next time. Hopefully in a few months we'll have this filled with zoas and clove polyps. They'll start growing quicker, hopefully. And yeah, really, really happy. Hermit crabs have absolutely turned this tank around. And it's just starting to get to that point of maturity, and I'll get rid of all these little fractiles as well. They don't need to be sat there, but really, really chuffed. And catch you all next time, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like and leave me a little comment below, and I'll catch you next time.